Hi everyone, my name is Alex. Thank you for my channel. I don't know how many times I've been like recording today, and just to say hello and welcome, and my ability to be able to talk on like YouTube has been drastically reduced for the past 2 years, I have to say. But nonetheless, I'm back again. Thanks for the extreme right movement and Trump and their executive order of DEI. I feel like it's really important for me to come back and start sharing some of the things I wanted to talk about. And so to start, I would like to introduce a series of videos that I will talk about diversity, and then I will have more content on inclusiveness and maybe equity too. We'll see. Today, we're gonna start with diversity, and the way I will start my series on diversity is that I will introduce and highlight some of the important aspects of diversity from a biological, ecological, genetic, nutritional, economical, and financial, and also social and cultural way to illustrate this simple concept of diversity actually applies to so many aspects of our lives. And not only our life, but it's essential for the survival of human race. It's essential for the survival of the entire planet. Okay, so starting with biodiversity. So we keep hearing experts talk about biodiversity or the loss of biodiversity so much. The loss of species, the loss of habitats, the loss of ecosystems, the loss of genetics, the diversity in genetics, all of those things. So why is biodiversity important? So it's important because with biodiversity, a ecosystem with biodiversity will able to bounce back from external stress and external attacks much easier than a ecosystem with a small amount of biodiversity. This is because I will start. I will start with species diversity first. The ecosystem with a higher biodiversity is able to bounce back easier. It's because with so many different variety of species, there will always be species that are able to tackle on the invading species, the drought or the fire, and those kind of species that are focused on those kind of external stress will able to bring back the balance of the ecosystem. For example, if there is an insect invasion, there probably will be predators that are able to tackle on the invading species right away, so that the external stress of invading insects will not do too much harm for the ecosystem. And the biodiversity maintains the overall balance. It will have a temporary dip, and then it brings back to where it used to be. As comparing to a man-made system of agricultural land or man-made forest or even a garden, when there's like invading insects coming into a man-made system, because we don't have biodiversity, we don't have much diversity at all. There's only either food crops or tree crops or lombard and those kind of things. So the crops will be easily wiped out, and there's nothing left because there's no diversity in the system. And the natural system are superior this way because the diversity brings back the different kind of varieties of species, bring back that original state before the external stress. And there is also ecological diversity, whereas different habitats are being occupied by different species, and when one habitat is being destroyed, then other species from different habitats could go to this bare land and occupy it, and then bring back the system to where it used to be. And without ecological diversity, we cannot have that. So that's another aspect. And there's also genetic diversity. Within a population, there are varieties of different genes. If we use human as an example, if the parental genes are very different from each other, their offsprings are much healthier, and vice versa. When the genetic material of when the parental genetics are so similar, like sisters and brothers, then the offsprings will always have some sort of healthy or health or mental disabilities. This is why we no longer practice incest, right? And because the parental gene pools are so similar, then the offsprings will be so unhealthy. Maybe not the first generation, but if it prolongs, it could be very devastating for the future generations. So that is why we want different varieties of genetic pools to come together to produce offsprings that are healthier. And this is essential for the survival of our race, essential for the survival of our future generations, because we all want varieties. We all want varieties from our environments. We want variety from our genes. We want variety from our food also. So the next concept is nutritional diversity. We all know that the more varieties of food that we consume, naturally produced food, not junk food per se, not Wendy's, McDonald's, and Arby's, okay, not those things, not those varieties, but like the varieties of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and dairies, and all of those, and different kinds of grain that we consume. The more varieties we consume, the healthier we become. And so nutritional diversity is also very important for our human survival and the health of our future generations and for ourselves. So these are just some of diversities related to biology, related to the environment, related to our genes that are very important for the our own survival, the survival of our future generations. And as you can see, that these are not just important, and we survive and thrive because of those things. So not only that, but also if you can allow me to introduce an unrelated topic of living within our means, or budgeting per se. When we learn to budget for our living expenses, our survival, and our comfort, and also budgeting for our future needs and future plans, like going on a vacation or saving up for our children's educational funds and this and that, and retirements, right? And these, we have to plan those things so that in the future we have resources, we have things to take care of ourselves and our offsprings. And the same goes to our same goes to our resources too, because there are two types of resources. One is a regeneratable resources, another type of resources that cannot easily regenerate. The kinds of resources that are easy to regenerate are things like air, wood, earth, at least for now, and water. These things are easy to regenerate. But there are also things that are harder or takes a long time, much longer to regenerate. So for things like coal, fossil fuel, and let's say minerals extracted from earth. These things take much longer, or it would take a long time for a new meteorite to hit the earth and then depositing some sort of rare minerals for us. It will happen for sure, but we don't know when. We don't know if we hope we don't experience this in our lifespan. So these are the sort of resources that are not able to regenerate. So, and then when we introduce, when we're able to maintain biodiversity for the entire ecosystem, the regeneratable resources are can regenerate much faster, much easier, as comparing to if we just keep extracting resources and not giving it enough time to regenerate. So biodiversity helps with resource regeneration that way. And it's very, very important, very essential for the survival of our species to be able to live within our means and the limitations of our environment, and not to overspend too much on resources so that there's nothing left for our future generations. So biodiversity help resource regeneration. Biodiversity help maintain our health. Biodiversity help the strong offsprings. Biodiversity help with so many aspects of our life that we take granted for. And so what about technology? What about the new technology that could potentially, save resources or extract better resources and this and that? Well, it goes back to the same concept of living with our means. Can you budget for something that is not yet to happen? No, you can't. So you have to budget based on what we currently have. And then when the new thing comes along, when that new thing comes in, we will take that into consideration. But as for now, we have to root our budgeting based on what we currently have, not based on what we potentially could have or what we potentially could not have. Nobody knows. Nobody has crystal balls, right? So we can budget based on future technology that is supposed to save humanity. Then it's like overspending, overspending your credit limit. Like you can, overspend this, overspend that, but essentially you'll have to pick up the bill at some point. So it all comes down to what decisions are we making, and what kind of what decisions are we making, and are we able to be responsible for the consequences of those decisions. So yeah, that's basically what I have for biological, genetic, ecological, and species and nutritional diversities. These are just several aspects of diversities that have such profound impacts of our lives. So when we wanted to eliminate diversity to begin with, let us just to expand a little bit of the types of diversity that's already out there and the types of diversity that actually help us. And then we can look into why we wanted to eliminate diversity. Okay, but this is it for me now. And the next video, I will be talking about different aspects of diversity that related to a more human way. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching and take care. Bye-bye.